And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 47 of Checkpoint, your weekly gaming news. James, that didn't sound right. Your weekly gaming news? Your best spot for weekly gaming news? It's just, I feel like it changes.
I think it was like your number one place for your weekly gaming news. For your weekly gaming news roundup.
We'll figure it out.
This is why we should have written it out, Vin.
We should have written it down. It's my fault. It was my fault. I was a little late to the game. That's all right. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, joined by the one and only James Walmer once again. Okay, we're back, baby. Episode 47. Three more weeks until we hit 50 episodes. Checkpoint, which is absolutely incredible, insane, absolutely
a little
nutty.
Over 50 weeks, because I think we skipped one, maybe two episodes.
We skipped 2 weeks. Over the holidays, and then 2 weeks throughout the year. We missed one in the summer and one for Easter, I believe. So
yes,
nuts. James, tell us about the new developments that we've had over here at Checkpoint and Strictly Casual.
Checkpoint.
Oh,
you guys won't believe it.
Yeah. Sorry, do this and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can now listen to Checkpoint on pretty much any audio platform.
Yeah.
Pretty
much
at
I think
all.
Literally everything.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Wherever you can take Vincent and I in your pocket. Wherever you go.
That's right. In the car?
Play us on a plane.
Sure.
Play us while you watch your kids.
I guess. Yeah.
Play us while you cook.
Sure. Cook. That's a good one. I would listen to a podcast while I cook.
That's what I do.
That's great. So it's everywhere. You can check it out, listen to it, like it, subscribe to it, leave a review, all that good stuff helps us out.
Notifications, do that
quite a bit. I appreciate that a lot. Guys, another thing that we've kind of been cooking on right now is the TikToks. We just had our first TikTok hit 11K today, James. I don't even know if you knew that.
It's kind of big.
11K, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Dude, it's the most random things that blow up on TikTok. I volunteered at my church, and one of my students came up to me, and she just made like a little anime edit. Yeah. Of just like you turn your phone sideways, and it plays like a little like 3-4 second thing. And it blew up to like 69,000 views.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. There's no rhyme or reason sometimes. It just happens.
Absolutely not.
But shout out Ryder. He's made both of our not even viral, but like our best performing TikToks was our Ryder's WandaVision video. So shout out our boy. James, what have you been playing this week?
I'll tell you what, Vin, you can bet your ass I've been playing more Persona 5.
Tell me how many hours.
I'm at 83.5 hours.
Wait. Before we do this, Ryder bring up a good point. A little more housekeeping we got to do before we jump into it.
Okay.
James, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
But we do have a movie podcast that starts this weekend. Okay. Strictly Casual's movie podcast, first episode, will be live here on Twitch, like we're doing right now, and on podcast platforms, and on YouTube, and all that good stuff. I don't know. The name isn't public knowledge yet, I don't think, but it's happening. So we will have the gaming news podcast and the movie/TV news podcast, as well as other things on the channel. But we'll have a full rundown for you guys next week when everything's more consolidated and ready to go. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, James, Persona 5, you're at 83 hours. Tell me about it.
83 and something hours. Vin, I was telling you the other night, I texted you and I said, it doesn't feel like you're waiting for a payoff. It's not like, I have to put in these hours to get to a point. And a game like, that's the way Last of Us is for me right now.
Interesting.
It's like, I'm putting in these hours and getting through the story right now to get to these pivotal, controversial points that everyone's talking about.
Yep.
And I think that's a product of hype in a lot of ways, because there's been so much conversation generated around events in the story that I literally can't get into because I don't know them. Yeah. So chat, don't even think about it. But
get the chance.
Stupid.
Stupid.
But in Persona 5, I was telling you, it never feels like you're investing for a payoff, right? Because the game, the way it starts is it starts from the end. So it gives you a picture of the ending and then brings you back to the beginning. So you're not, you never feel like you're waiting for something to happen. Sure, you're wondering, how did I get there?
Yeah.
But It's just you're so present minded that you're not necessarily worried about something that happens all the way. Like, I mean, about maybe 5 hours ago, it was around the point where I'm like waiting for something to happen because I was like, oh, we've been sailing a little too smooth for the past 30 hours.
Something was going to happen. Something was bound to happen.
And it was very good about like building up to that point, and it just sprinkles little bits here and there that just sit in the back of your mind, chilling all, and then like they all, like a roller coaster, at one point everything that's been just kind of happens.
Okay. Here, James, I'm excited for. I think you need to go back to every single episode of Checkpoint and make a super cut of all of your thoughts playing Persona 5 throughout the last
that'd be
damn
super
near
cool
10 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Of like all the way since you saying I wish I had more time to play it to like now you're 83 hours in and some of your thoughts on it. Because half the stuff you're saying is going over my head. You know what I mean? Like I just don't know. I have to be there to experience it. But that would be good. That'd be a good project.
That'd be super fun. So I've been playing that. I bought Nier Automata.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yep.
So I bought Nier Automata. It was $20 on sale, so I bought that. It's gonna sit there for a little bit.
Sure.
In lieu of Cyberpunk news that we'll get into later.
Yes.
It got the cut.
You
I
mean
deleted it from my hard drive.
Stop. No way.
And I was gonna tell you this earlier, Vin, but I wanted to talk about it with you live on the show.
Wow. That's a drastic measure you just took.
Yeah. It did.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, you'll definitely have to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop playing Cyberpunk.
I think it's just too much for me right now and not what I want right now.
Got it.
Yeah. Aside from Persona 5 and aside from not my lack of play of Cyberpunk 2077, I've been playing a lot of Rocket League.
Really?
That's my
cool.
side game. That's like my cooldown game. That's my I only have a half an hour and I don't want to put in an hour or two or three or four into Persona.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna play a few games of Rocket League and they're like 6 minutes max. So they're probably around like 10 minutes max if you go into overtime. But so much fun. I love the soundtrack. Just been grooving and moving to that for the past like week or two.
Sure.
And I got a lot of friends who play. So that's been fun. Also,
keep going.
Sorry.
Keep going. No, keep going.
Also, a good friend of mine had just gotten his Oculus Quest 2 in the mail. So last night he texted me and goes, "Yo, what are you doing right now?" I said, "Oh, I'm just driving back from a thing I got to do."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, you want to come over and play?" So you bet your ass I went over at 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
I played Pistol Whip. I played Super Hot. I played Beat Saber. I played a table tennis game that felt way too good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt so nice.
Yeah.
So natural. And I think that was it. I think that was all I played.
That's a lot. You really went through the gambit there.
I did. I didn't play much of each. It was only a level or two of each one.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun.
Cool. Awesome. I want to try out more VRs because I've literally only tried PlayStation VR and I played an Oculus. I don't know which one. It was a long time ago. So
it definitely exceeded my expectations.
Cool. That's a great thing. That's a really great thing, especially since you already have kind of high expectations for VR. You especially. Playing anything else or is that it? Because it's a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. I have a lot less. I have a smaller list. I just been playing more Cyberpunk. I hit 30 hours like in game. Absolutely loving it. So I hit like a point. Oh, I think last week we even talked about this. I hit like a point of no return, like the final mission, but I'm not yet going to play it because I want to do all the side missions and I'm loving the side missions. And I've realized I'm stupid for doing so much of the main quest.
This isn't the gigs. This is side missions. Or are
gigs are like
kind of
hits
included in the side mission?
No, gigs to me are like someone wants you to go kill someone and you got to go do it. Or someone wants you to go check on someone. So you got to go do that. That's like a gig. They're like single action missions where side missions are like side storylines, like full storylines that you would expect to be in the main campaign, but they're not. Like
kind of Skyrim style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
more or less. They're very important. And I've enjoyed some of these side missions so much more than some of the campaign stuff that I've done. It's awesome. I'm loving it. But it crashes. It sucks. It's buggy, but I'm having such a fun time with it, and I am going to finish as much as I possibly can of it before I move on to the next game. And I'll wait to platinum it until all the patches come out, which we'll talk about later. We'll see. And then I've also played through the entirety of Halo 3 ODST with Colton in chat too. We did that all on stream in one night.
What do you think?
4 hours did the whole game. It was okay.
I love ODST.
Really? Okay.
I just think it's different for the series.
After playing Halo 2, the like remake, or not remake, I guess it's a remaster, or it's a remake-ish. That blew me away, dude. Halo 2 is so cool. So I'm excited to play Halo 3 this next week or whatever, whenever we plan it. Because we're trying to go through all of them before Infinite. And I'm having a good time with it. I've never played them before, so it's like first time.
I need to play 1 and 2 because I never played 1 and 2.
Okay, we've done 1, 2, Reach, and ODST. That's all we've done so far. We're going in timeline order, not release order.
Cool.
So that's been fun. And then here and there playing a little more COD as usual. It's so much fun. I'm having so much fun with friends on that.
COD is COD, and it's always going to be COD.
Yeah, I think I'm having better times with people though. I'm not playing it by myself. I'm never picking it up by myself. I think that's it. I didn't play any more Avengers this week. Oh, I played the new season of Valorant last night. That was sick. The new agent is pretty cool. I haven't been able to play as him, but it's cool to drop in and out of. I think if I played it more consistently, I'd be better at it. But whatevs, big whatevs. But that's it. Wait, no, I played another game.
They just keep coming.
I played Eternal. It's called Eternal Return or something like that, and it's a MOBA anime battle royale on Steam.
What?
It's free.
Is so much going on.
I was trying to do that on stream. I could not do it. I was like, this has way too many stuff going on, and I can't concentrate. So I'm excited to try that again off stream. But it was
okay.
It was a very interesting concept, and it was working for me. It's just not enough to be like interesting to watch because like I feel like I was still learning or figuring this out. So
yeah,
but it's free, and I would love to play with you sometime, James. It would be cool.
I'll give it a download.
We'll see. And that brings us to our first news story of the day. We have had some absolute banger stories this week, dude.
So much.
Some banner stories happening, as people would say. James, start us off with the first one.
This is probably one of the biggest stories of the last few months.
I would say this is the biggest story since the PlayStation launched, or since Cyberpunk pooped itself.
Yes,
I guess.
I agree.
Yeah.
What we have is, when was this? Was this Wednesday?
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday.
This is Tuesday or Wednesday. Lucasfilm announced their very own game studio, fresh with a sizzle reel.
Well, back. Lucasfilm Game Studios back.
That's right, because I forgot that Lucasfilm Games used to be a thing. I remember it had the guy with the little sun thing that he would take and use as a lightsaber, and
in Force Unleashed, he would go. And then
do this can we describe that for our audio listeners?
Oh, sorry, audio listeners. Yeah, so the little sun guy, drops down from out of nowhere, and then he just shocks the entire screen, and the Lucasfilm logo shows up.
And then he throws it, doesn't he?
He throws it, and the music is so loud, even on the lowest volume.
That's right. I remember that being
your ears
so loud.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Anyways, so we have Lucasfilm Game Studio is back with new social channels, a sizzle reel, and more that herald the bright future of Lucasfilm Games. That's the subtitle of the article put up on StarWars.com. Quoting the article, it says, Lucasfilm's legacy in gaming stretches back decades, and with Lucasfilm and a galaxy far, far away entering a new and unprecedented phase of creativity, so will the world of Lucasfilm Games. Developed in collaboration with the finest studios across the industry. And we're going to get into that.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we are.
Continuing on. StarWars.com is thrilled to reveal that Lucasfilm Games is now the official identity for all gaming titles from Lucasfilm, a name that encompasses the company's rich catalog of video games and its eye toward the future. To mark this new era, Lucasfilm Games has launched social channels on Twitter at Lucasfilm Games and Facebook also at Lucasfilm Games, which will deliver breaking news and more directly to fans. You can watch a special sizzle reel celebrating the history of games from Lucasfilm below. That's on the website. The Lucasfilm Games logo featured above will appear in all future Lucasfilm Games titles. Finn, I watched the sizzle reel. Did you watch the sizzle reel?
Of course. How could you not watch the sizzle reel? It's so cool, dude.
It's so cool. But I was hoping for a little like tease or reveal at the end
of something else.
We did not get it.
But we got it 24 hours later. You know what I mean?
But we did get something 24 hours later.
But hold on, the sizzle reel. We got more Skywalker Saga footage, the Lego game. We did. Okay.
Well, I thought it was all reused footage from previous trailers.
I believe that there were some new shots in there. I might be wrong, but I definitely think so. As well as we had shots from. There was Battlefront. There was like all that kind of stuff. You know, it was all Star Wars games that are out right now. There was just a little bit of each from there, even like Knights of the Old Republic and all that kind of stuff. So it was cool. It was hype. It was definitely hype. You realize, like, after watching that trailer, you realize how much they've actually done. Like, when you think about Star Wars games, you don't really think that there's that many, but you got Fallen Order.
Many.
There's a lot. They got a long history of games.
Are you talking about modern, or are you talking about in general?
Just in general, I guess. They've
really... Oh, yeah, you got KOTOR, you have Jedi Knight.
Right.
You have, what was the one with the Stormtroopers? Back for like the PlayStation 1.
Oh man, I don't know. Stormtroopers for the PlayStation 1.
I'm blanking on it.
Elite Squadron. Or what did they call it?
No, that's not it.
That is one though.
Yes, that one. You got Republic Commando. Everyone still wants a spiritual successor for.
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire. I think that was it.
Okay.
Everyone forgets Dark Force. No, that was it. Dark Forces.
Thank you, Jam Casual.
Thank you, Jam Casual. Dark Forces. I'm pretty sure it wasn't very good, but it's a cult classic.
It is what it is.
I didn't actually play Dark Forces. I just know that it exists and it showed up on Steam a little bit, and I was like, but then I bought Jedi Knight out, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast instead. There's also the Star Wars Empire at War games, which everyone forgets about. Those are the real-time strategy games. Back when I was in my real-time strategy phase as like a 10, 12-year-old. That's right. It was like Star Wars Doom. But interesting. It didn't do well.
Damn. Well,
yeah.
James, the next morning, we wake up. I'm on Twitter. Okay? Just scrolling through the Twitters, seeing what's up. And something that really I had no expectation for, out of nowhere.
Totally had never been previously teased or anything.
No. Bethesda and Lucasfilm are making an Indiana Jones game. Indiana flippin' Jones, James. Okay? This comes from Bethesda's Twitter. There was a little 40-second like hype teaser. It showed a desk with maps and a typewriter and relics and like all that kind of stuff. And the camera just pans over to the side and you see laying there is the hat, the Indiana Jones hat. Right as you're about to like realize that that's the Indiana Jones hat, the music kind of swells up and you get that like that John Williams Indiana Jones theme music rise, and the hat gets taken off and the whip is right underneath it and it cuts to black and you're like, oh my god, no way, dude.
And you're a big Indiana Jones guy, aren't you?
Huge Indiana Jones guy. Huge Indiana Jones guy. Love that crap. So basically underneath that little hype tease thing, it says a new Indiana Jones game with an original story is in development from our studio at Machine Games, who did Wolfenstein. Like, it feels like a weird studio to take this, but it might also be great.
I think it'll be kind of in that same vein of a first-person shooter that's more of an adventure game.
I really hope it's not a first-person Indiana Jones game. Oh my god,
I think it will be.
No. James,
because that's
don't
what
break my
Machine
heart.
Games does. Has Machine Games ever done a third person? I mean, not to say that they can't do a third person game, right? I'm just, if that's not in the Machine Games traditional wheelhouse.
Because I don't want it to be like a stealth game, and I don't want it to be a shooter. It's got to have more elements than that. It's definitely more of a fist, if anything.
They've only made Wolfenstein.
Rip. Okay, I don't think it's gonna be first person though. If it is, that would surprise me big time.
I don't think it would be bad as a first-person game.
Me neither. I'm sure they'd find a great way to do it.
Yeah.
So, by the way, this says it'll be executive produced by Todd Howard in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. And it'll be sometime before we have more to reveal, but we're very excited to share the news today. I have a feeling they don't have much of this game. Like, I think it's pretty bare bones. Maybe like a script or something like that.
Yeah.
At best.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some assets. But this is a long, long way out, in my opinion.
Here's something that we didn't talk about yet regarding this game.
Yeah.
Is that this is a Bethesda studio making Indiana Jones.
This is Bethesda.
Which means this is a Microsoft property. Technically.
Microsoft bought Bethesda, and Bethesda is making this Indiana Jones game with Lucasfilm Games. So this leads to the question, will Indiana Jones be an Xbox exclusive game? Will it?
Which, it seems like that's what everyone's saying as of right now, is that it is going to be Xbox's own Uncharted in a lot of ways.
We've seen... I saw a tweet that was pretty funny. It was like, I can't wait till the first person tweets that Indiana Jones plays just like Uncharted, because it's funny. It's like Uncharted plays like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That's, kind of funny.
I thought it
was funny. Haha, I laughed. But I think there's a good chance that this could be exclusive to Xbox, which would be very sad. I mean, I could play it on PC, I guess. But also, the weird area that we don't really know yet is that, like, Lucasfilm doesn't have an exclusive platform yet that we know of, Lucasfilm Games. Like, there's no way they would limit the Lego Star Wars game to, like, only be Xbox or only be PlayStation. They wouldn't do that. Because they're going to make that money on Switch. They're going to make that money everywhere they possibly can. Which kind of is, like, weird if Bethesda is going to make this for Xbox only and Lucasfilm's not able to sell it to those other markets. I don't know. I don't really know where this lands, but I'm going to say it's 70% sure it's going to be an Xbox exclusive.
But also, technically speaking, there's no exclusivity deal between... I mean, I guess they don't need one because Bethesda's Microsoft.
Yeah. Right. Remember...
Would they need... So, I'm trying to think legally. Would they need a separate exclusivity deal with Machine Games, or does that fall all under Bethesda?
If Bethesda's the publisher, then I'm sure it just falls under Bethesda. Because these are just teams working on the games. That's like, since Activision is the publisher of Call of Duty, and there's a bunch of studios that work on those now. Like Raven and Sledgehammer and all that. They're all working on it at the same time to produce it through Activision. If Bethesda's technically that Activision, so I don't know. I'm scared that this is going to be exclusive. But we just can't forget that this Microsoft acquiring Bethesda was like one of the biggest deals ever. Ever. Like, the price of that cost multiple Star Wars movies of price. Like, that's the price of it. It would not surprise me if they had this title as an exclusive. Like, they've earned the right by buying it. You know what I mean? Like, they popped off. They popped off. But I think we're like years from knowing any of that information. Maybe a year.
Yes. I agree. I think it's too early to make a judgment even about an exclusivity thing, even though Bethesda's a Microsoft property.
Yeah. I think definitely too early.
I still think it's too early. I think it's too early to say. Like, then we're talking in the same conversation of whether or not Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be an exclusive or whether Starfield's going to be an exclusive.
Right.
And I think to hastily say, oh, they're an exclusive just because of Microsoft property, I think is going... Because I remember in the interview with Phil Spencer... I forgot who did the interview, but it seemed Phil Spencer was very much like, oh, I don't have to release this game on all platforms.
Okay.
But it didn't make it seem like that was what his plan was.
That's true. I feel like
it was almost like he had the button, like he had the nuke button and it was there, but he was just pointing out that it was there.
Luigi in chat asked if it's a new story or a copy of one of the movies. It's a brand new story from the ground up.
Brand new original story.
Now, okay, before we move on from Indiana Jones also, James, did you ever play, I forget what it was called, Staff of Kings or something like that? Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. It was on the Wii. You used your nunchuck and your controller to punch people like this, and it was super crappy gameplay. It sucked, but oh my god, what a game. That game changed me, dude. That was like Twilight Princess on the Wii. Like, both of those are on the same echelon for me. They're so good, dude. They're so good. Like, I wish I tried looking for it on Steam and stuff. Not on there. Like, it's nowhere. It's only a Wii game, I guess. I gotta get like an emulator or something. But that was.
I mean, if it's reliant on motion controls, I just wonder how that's gonna work.
Use my mouse, I'll get it done. I'll swing haymakers with my mouse, dude. Just watch out. Man, I'm sad. I'm sad you haven't played that. That was a game-defining game for me.
I didn't even know it existed.
A lot of people didn't.
I never stood a chance.
Yeah. Who knows?
Moving on. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
No, you go.
Shit, do you know what I just realized, Vin? We never started a timer.
That's okay. We never started a timer, so we'll be fine. We'll live.
The stream up real quick.
I do have the stream up, but it won't matter because we've been going for about 10 minutes beforehand. The times would be way off. It's too late.
Hate to say.
Anyways, next up.
Oh, I didn't say Siri. Go ahead.
Everything we know about what Lucasfilm Games is working on. This comes from StarWars.com/news and from Polygon also. So this is like combined information from both sources. Case in point, the huge news that Lucasfilm and Ubisoft are collaborating on a new story-driven open-world Star Wars game. It's a genre long requested by fans and will come to life via Massive Entertainment, Ubisoft's critically acclaimed studio based in Malmö, Sweden. I think it's Malmö. I don't know how else to say
Your
that.
guess is as good as mine, Ben.
Basically, guys, here's the, what do they call it? The TLDR or whatever? I don't even know what that stands for, but I see that all the time.
I also see that all the time, but I have no idea what it means.
I think it just means like wrap it up, short and concise.
Sure.
We're getting a new Star Wars game, an open world Star Wars game from Ubisoft.
More specifically,
yeah,
from Massive Entertainment.
Right. So, Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment are renowned for their expertise in developing immersive worlds and pushing the boundaries of technology with their proprietary engine, Snowdrop, which is what The Division runs on. James, did you play The Division 2?
I did play The Division 2. I didn't finish it, but I played The Division 2.
Chef's kiss. Loved it.
Which gives me a lot of hope for this one. Also, Massive is also working on an Avatar game, like Blue People, using the same engine, like right now. Like it's
the
an
Blue
active
People?
Current. Yes.
You know how I feel about Avatar, James?
I hate Avatar.
Oh, cheesy. Thank you. He says TLDR stands for too long didn't read. Well, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot too.
Yeah, thank you for that. Ew. I remember there was an Avatar game being made, but I forgot. That's how much I don't care. I don't care at all.
I looked up what they used the engine for previously, and it was The Division, and also it said like placeholder or placeholder Avatar title. And there's a whole on what's the name of the studio? Massive Entertainment's website. There's a whole page for this Avatar game.
Of course. I mean, why not? Why not?
I have no idea when it's coming.
I hope they cancel this along with the other 4 movies. That's all that's all I can hope for. I'd rather these get canceled than play this Star Wars open world game, to be completely honest. I think it would save a lot. Because I'm a little scared for Star Wars open world games. Like, I'm pretty scared for Star Wars open world. I don't know what it's going to be. People are like, oh, we want a Mandalorian open world game. I don't want it. They're like, I want an Ahsoka open world game. I don't want it. You know?
Why do you not want a Mandalorian game?
Because I don't know. I don't know what they would do with it.
That's what I want, baby. I want the Bounty Hunter game.
Really?
Yeah, what's not to want?
I don't know. I'm just not sold on it at all.
I'd rather have that than a...
Than a what,
You're
James?
Gonna crucify me.
Than a what? Don't you dare. What are you going to say? You don't want an Indiana Jones game?
I don't want an Indiana Jones game. I don't want it.
Oh my god, I want my Indiana Jones game so bad.
I know you're a big Indiana Jones guy, man.
Here's my problem, James. Here's my problem.
I hate to stab you in the back.
Wait, hold on. Hold the phone. Put all the game stuff aside for a hot second. James, are you telling me you like just don't even like Indiana Jones? Like in general?
I'm just really not. I've seen them and they're just okay.
What? The Last Crusade?
The Last Crusade is the best one.
Raiders, bro? Nothing?
Raiders is pretty good.
Okay, well, we'll have another talk about Indiana Jones offline where I can be a little more.
All right, Vin. Here's what we'll do.
Please do. Yeah.
Next year, crossing fingers, when we're back in the same apartment.
Yep.
We're gonna have a rewatch
of the Indiana Jones movies.
Of the Indiana Jones films.
Say less. Absolutely, say less.
And then, maybe I'll be more sold on Indiana Jones.
I haven't seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull in damn near 10 years. So, actually, I don't think it's even 10 years old, but maybe 5 years, 6 years. So, we'll have to watch that one again because I hear it's terrible, but also I know a lot of people that like it, and so I'm excited to have a new opinion.
Wait, which one?
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the one with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, no.
Okay, anyways, this is a game podcast. Back to it. Okay, this is important. This is very important. Lucasfilm will continue to work with Electronic Arts,
skipped one.
With EA. I know I did, but we're going to go back to that in a sec.
Okay.
Oh, no, you're right. Julian Garrity of the Division 2 and the crew will be the creative director of this game. And I quote, This is a lore that we love, and we want to do it justice with a game and a story that brings both lifelong and new fans on an immersive and outstanding journey that will stay with them for years. Here's a problem, James. Every single person says this whenever they have some sort of important IP, and they always find a way to mess it up. I don't give a damn. Every single person, all right? This is like the Uncharted movie. It's going to be cheeks. It's going to be absolute cheeks. They're like, oh, we love the fans, dude. The fans are why we do this. The fans are why we do this. And they make a 4 out of 10 movie or something like that. You know what I mean?
You know what that is, Vin?
What?
That's them doing this to the fans.
Oh my God. Didn't need to see that. Oh my God. But basically,
we're labeled as an explicit podcast.
We will continue to work with them, and our relationship has never been stronger. This is to EA. Well, we may not have had a lot of details to share at the moment. We've got a number of projects underway with the talented people at EA. Okay? So EA is not done making Star Wars games. Lucasfilm is simply also making a Star Wars game with Ubisoft. That's that's what we're saying here.
But this begs further questions that we'll talk about in just a second.
Lucasfilm will also continue to guide titles from the franchise perspective, from ensuring Star Wars authenticity to story connectivity within the larger saga. And let's face it, that's what we're here for. That's like, I love that in Fallen Order. Like, there's small connections to different things in like Clone Wars and all that kind of stuff. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this kind of stuff, is they can connect it anywhere and it's fun. It's canon, you know?
But
yes,
it's also a chain.
It's also it can be terrible. It's a double-edged sword for sure. They can make crappy decisions here and they stick.
Well, I was saying that more from a creative perspective.
Okay. What do you mean?
What we'll see, this is the whole issue. I mean, not to get too much into the movie film side of it, but that's the issue with all these shows that are coming out, is none of it's new.
Right.
It's taking about things we already know about, and what I think the Star Wars community wants, especially from their games, is new experiences and new timelines.
Sure.
And I think that's why Fallen Order was able to be as successful as it was because it brought in a new character, a new Jedi of Cal Kestis, and was able to tell a story, even though it was in the timeline that was pre-established
and familiar. You know, like,
and familiar, right?
Yeah.
It was able to, and we didn't get a whole lot from that time period anyway.
No,
because that was like post-Purge, pre-new, but it was like right after the Purge.
Yeah.
So it brought back a lot of enough new stuff to where it felt
stands
like
on its
it
own.
was original, and it stands on its own and all that.
Yeah.
But it still has a little tie back to the rest of the universe.
I mean, and at the end, quite a big tie back. At the end of the day. A fan service moment. I won't spoil it, but big fan service moment.
I think that was doing fan service right.
I think it worked for me, big time. So I don't know. I'm just so scared. I don't want like a Ubisoft cut and paste open world game. Like, I'm done with that. It needs to be inventive to me.
I saw so many tweets that were like, I can't wait to climb a waypoint tower and activate a waypoint with my force vision.
See, No, and Division 2 kind of steered away from it, so I was really sad to see like Assassin's Creed go right back to it. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, or Watch Dogs 2 has the same thing. I haven't played Watch Dogs 2 yet, but I have heard it has the same thing. It's like, why would they... All I know is they can move away from it, and I hope they move away from it and do something new with the Star Wars game. Whether that be outposts or something, if you're traveling to different planets, or... Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Basically, massive entertainment and Lucasfilm. If you want to hire me as a consultant for your open world Star Wars game, I will give you the notes of the people. Okay, I will tell you what the people want and what they don't want. All right, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. All right, so thank you, massive.
You are the voice of the people, Vincent.
Yeah, I'll sign away my life, whatever it takes. Thank you.
So following this article and this announcement, there's a lot of questions around EA, and like we said before, it's not necessarily that EA is completely cut off from Star Wars games, but that they are now open to working with other studios.
Yeah.
And so Jason Schreier just put out 2 tweets that I thought were worth mentioning. Starting with one that says, with today's news that Ubisoft Massive is making a Star Wars game, it's official that the EA exclusivity arrangement won't be renewed past 2023. Good news for Star Wars fans and probably even for EA, whose current leaders inherited a licensing deal they never wanted. Next tweet. In the 8 years since EA signed the deal, the publisher has released 4 games, 2 Battlefronts, Jedi Fallen Order, and Squadrons, and canceled at least 3, Ragtag, Orca, and Viking.
Yeah.
Didn't think that's quite the decade Frank Gibbo was hoping for.
Sure. And Battlefront 2 has come back. Also, Battlefront 2 is free on the Epic Games Store right now if you're interested. The Celebration Edition.
Yep.
Battlefront 2 turned it around, and Fallen Order has a great reputation also.
But it took it a while.
For it to turn around because
when Battlefront 2 first came out, it led the controversy for the loot boxes.
Oh yeah. It led to controversy for a lot of things. Like that was an unfinished game as well when it came out. Not only the loot boxes.
There's not a lot of content.
Right. Yeah, dude. 4 games. Let's say 2 of them were hits at the end of the day here. That's a 50% thing. I would say a little less than 50% because Battlefront 2 was bad for so many years. It is great now. It's a great time now. I'll give it that. I have super fun every single time I play it. Cheesy in chat says Fallen Order has a great reputation because Respawn, they don't miss.
They don't miss.
Haven't missed yet. Let's face it. Titanfall, Apex, Fallen Order. What else? What are they doing next? What am I missing?
Oh, they got the new IP, remember?
That's right. We don't know what
new IP coming out. Yeah. That was last week's news that we didn't cover.
Did we not?
No, we didn't cover that.
Squadrons I heard was a miss. I didn't play it though, so I don't know. Yeah. Okay, James, I guess pitch me your perfect open world Star Wars game. Something that you would be really excited about playing, because I don't know that I have a good answer for this, but I feel like you have a good answer for this. Just spitball. Give me your best.
I don't think it's a Jedi game.
I don't think it's a Jedi game either.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Kind of. But I just feel like the Jedi narrative is so overplayed. It's not fresh and new anymore. Even if you were like played half the game as kind of like the rebel smuggler type, and then you became a Jedi, right. I guess that'd be kind of cool, but also doesn't feel original.
Yeah. Yeah. What would you do? Have shooting and lightsaber play and powers and everything all in one game? I think
I think it would be a bounty hunter game. Okay. A bounty hunter or Mandalorian game, because I think you would be in that kind of anti-hero position where you're not against the Empire and you're not for the Empire, and you're not against the Jedi Order and you're not for the Jedi Order. And depending on, I don't know where it would be in terms of timeline.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be interesting you have the opportunity to fight Jedi and Sith, or Jedi and Empirical forces, or
might be cool
droids or whatever. And I think it would be interesting just to make it. I think the perfect Star Wars game is the original pitch for Prey 2. The original. Do you remember the original gameplay trailer from that E3 where it was I remember it started out and the main character was on a plane and the plane crashed. and then somehow you woke up or whatever, and
in the
then
hotel room. Yeah.
in the no, not the hotel room.
Is that Prey 1?
No, that's Prey that actually came out. This is the Prey that got canceled before the Prey that we know actually did come out. So before that Prey, there was Prey 2, which was a sequel to like a early 2000s game called Prey, and it was basically like a space bounty hunter game. Like
Interesting.
It's an entirely CGI gameplay, air quotes, gameplay demo where you're basically tracking this target, and you go around and there's a whole pursuit, and you have a jetpack, and you're going through, and you have different like visual UI things to help identify targets, and you're like talking to people to try and find like directions, or have you seen him?
Yeah.
And then you tail him, and then you apprehend him, and you have a decision what to do at the very end. Okay. It was very cool.
Interesting.
So, I think it's a bounty hunting game. I don't know.
I think it would make sense. I guess I just want something new.
New?
I know.
There was Star Wars Bounty Hunter from like 2004 or whatever.
Right. Well, you just played Boba Fett in that one, right?
Yeah.
That's
Boba Fett. Jango Fett.
Jango Fett game. Luigi says he wants a Mace Windu standalone game.
Why?
Chat. Hey, I don't know. Samuel Jackson, crowd favorite. Everybody loves him. People think he's gonna come back still.
I think a Grey Jedi would be interesting, because that would be like almost like an Ahsoka, where you left the Jedi Order, and now that's almost like an anti-hero, but from a Jedi perspective.
Yeah, but I just think none of these seem like open world games. How are we gonna do Force in an open world?
Yeah,
you know,
there's so many different mechanics you'd have to figure out.
High Republic would be very interesting too. I do like that. But maybe if you don't play a Jedi in the High Republic, that would be interesting. Everybody's a Jedi and you're not. You play a Padawan? A Padawan trying to prove yourself with your master through the world? Could be kind of fun.
Cool.
Kind of fun. But we've already had more Padawans. We've had Fallen Order. I could speculate about this all day.
That would almost be like a God of War type beat.
It would be like God of War type beat.
Where you play from basically like Atreus' position, but instead of Atreus, you're Padawan, and instead of Kratos, it's your master.
Could be nice. Could be really nice. That could be a good
nice.
Story. Yeah, know. And then at the end, Anakin kills you. That's the final mission. And then the world closes. You can't travel anymore because you're dead. That's just it.
It doesn't even rewind back the clock before the
credits roll, and it says start over, replay from the beginning.
Or New Game Plus. That's it.
New Game Plus, you play yourself as a ghost through the whole thing, like a Force ghost.
Force ghost.
Oh God.
Do you have a perfect Star Wars game then?
I don't know. Maybe if you would have asked me this like a couple years ago, I probably would have said yes. But there's so much Star Wars, dude. There's so much Star Wars. I feel like anything I say would be unoriginal or something that's like already out there, right? Or like a story that's already out there. I could have said like, oh, we could play as an Empire person or like something like that. Or like, oh, we've already had a game where you can play as that. We've already had games where you can play as clones. Games is this, games is that.
I mean, Republic Commando. That was so cool.
Right.
I want another Republic Commando, damn it.
Again, just give me Lego Star Wars. I'm with Tro in chat on this one. I'm ready. I'm hoping Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is going to be an absolute hit.
I just want more.
Well, James, you're in luck. We're going to get a lot more in the next couple of years. Yeah, and you know what?
I hope it's good more. I hope it's not just like
I'm scared.
More.
We're getting more Star Wars that I don't want, and we're getting more Marvel that I don't want. And I love both those franchises deeply. Deeply, James. Yeah. I just want the best.
Yeah.
I want the best for it all. It's becoming, I'll rant about it again. These things are becoming unspecial, James. These things are so special to me, and there's so much of it now that is mediocre that it's becoming unspecial. So we're about to go into a next article with another letdown. James, take it away.
CD Projekt RED co-founder gives a personal explanation of the launch of Cyberpunk 2077 with a roadmap detailed.
Yep.
I didn't get his name for some reason. Hold on, let me get there it is. It's Marcin or Marcin Owinski or something to that effect.
Sure. Okay.
A few quotes said, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that. Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. In the video, Wensky initially said the team was too ambitious with the PC edition of the game, which served as the foundation for the console version and proved to be too taxing for 8th generation hardware. The in-game streaming system was a constant headache for the console team, and developers missed a ton of glitches while testing its various versions, according to Wensky. Following this,
there's
is a release map of what content to come. Sorry, what there is to come, with 2 parts of DLC coming in quarter 1 and 2, 2020.
Basically, all this information was done in a video on Cyberpunk's Twitter. So it was the head, or one of the heads of CD Projekt RED, one of the co-founders, speaking to the camera, speaking to everybody, to dear gamers, as CD Projekt RED likes to say. And when I was watching it at first, I was like, you can tell like there's a little bit of pain in his voice recording this video. He did not want to record this video, and it hurts and it's embarrassing to him, which that sucks, but you shouldn't put yourself in that position at the first place. But it wasn't easy to watch. I want to see these people succeed, and I enjoy the game, but there's so many things that are just, you can't overlook. Like, you can't just overlook. The game is damn near unplayable on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
It is unplayable on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. It's a mess. It's a mess. There was a point in the video where he says that they don't live up to the expectations that he wanted to, and then he takes he swallows his own spit. It's gross. He just gulps. He gulps and then he keeps going. Like, he's choking up saying that because he knows he's full of bull. Okay? There's if you watch it, I wish we had a clip to play it. It's that bad. Where I'm like, oh my God, dude, stop. Stop this now. He just kept on going. And I was like, it's not really anybody else's fault, man. You decided to ship this game. Yeah. At the end of the day, you and the board of directors sat down and said, all right, it's coming out November 12th or whatever the hell it was. We're just going to do it.
Or December 10th.
Yeah, December 10th. We're just going to go for it. So the roadmap at the end, James, it was very non-detailed and non-specific and
it's literally it's 4 points.
First, it shows 2020 with the 3 hot patches, right?
Yes.
3 hot patches.
And then it says 2021.
Yep.
And then there's no individual increments between 2021
no dates
and 2022. No dates whatsoever. No months. It's just scattered points up for interpretation.
Yeah.
And I assume that means people are taking it as if you could divide it into quarters to represent the year. There's
too much. That's too much.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, it's basically you're going to get another fix here and another fix here. The DLC is now delayed towards the end of the year, and the next gen upgrade is also delayed to the end of the year. So basically,
and within that, it's just one black bar that says multiple updates and improvements.
Yep. Pretty vague.
Super vague.
I would like to know specifically, is the AI going to get fixed? Am I going to actually shoot someone or something and have it go through? For instance, a big bug that I've run into the entire game is after you kill someone, an enemy, and they lie on the floor dead, if you shoot them again, it re-kills them and you get another thing of XP, and you can do that once per every single person that dies.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so they're dead, and then you shoot them and they go, oh, and then you get a little more XP. It's kind of awesome. But it's a mess. It's a mess. And okay, Colton brings up a good point. We can't be mad for the sake of being mad. I'm not mad. Because I'm having a really fun time with the game, even though it's broken. I think this was a pretty crappy apology. I'm
not mad, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am a little bit disappointed. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. But CD Projekt RED,
what do you think about the decision to base the game on PC and then try and scale it back to next gen consoles?
That's the mistake that they made. If they announced this game before the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were even out, why wasn't that their target? They realized at a point that what they were doing was too much for it. So then they targeted it to PC.
It didn't start going into pre-production until 2014, I want to say.
Even then. You know what I mean? The PlayStation 4 launched in 2014 or 2013. I don't know.
2016. So the PS4 had been out for 2 years, maybe 3, when Cyberpunk 2077 went into pre-production.
Kind of redonkulous. Like, I don't know. So they built it for PC and then tried to scale it back for PS4. They should have built it for PS4 in like that generation and then scaled it to PC. Just out of order. They did not do it right.
I think because of when it released, I think they should have cut efforts to PS4 and Xbox 360 or not 360. Xbox
they should just give the.
They said next gen and PC only.
Here's the thing. They might not have even known the next generation specs yet. You know what I mean? They might
they
obviously
did it in 2016.
Obviously, yeah.
But around, well, when
it's hard. Who knows? Because
there's too much we don't know. Because even in the release of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, things were so delayed there that I can also see how it might have been hard for developers to get dev kits.
It's not an easy thing. Like I'm not gonna make this an easy Cyberpunk should have, or CD Projekt RED should have done this or should have done this. I'm sure they were faced with absolutely very difficult decisions day in day, every single day. So I'm not gonna pretend like I have the answer that if they would have done this, they would have fixed the whole game.
PS5 dev kits were shipped out early 2018.
Wow, that's a lot earlier than I thought it was gonna be shipped out. There's no way. Early 2018?
Mm-hmm. This comes from videogames247.com, March 8th, 2018. Says PlayStation 5 development kits have been reportedly sent out to some third-party studios.
I guess.
Marcus Sellers, an industry insider who leaked several bits of big news over the past couple of weeks, such as Black Ops 4 being this year's Call of Duty, the Nintendo Switch port. Wait, that didn't... Yeah, no, that happened.
Yeah, we got the pizza oven that year then.
Nintendo
That's fine.
Switch port of Diablo 3 and others has returned with this big one.
Cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't even have much to say because we've already talked about this issue over and over again on the podcast. We're
kind of being a dead horse.
Full episodes on it. But I don't think that this was a great apology, and I think the roadmap was weak. I'm glad we have a roadmap.
What would have made it a great apology?
I think that them completely owning up to specific things would have been better. But instead of trying to blame the QA testers and blame the board or whatever else they were doing.
Statements.
Yeah. He kind of owned it a little bit. There's a little bit where he's like, we shouldn't have done this or shouldn't have done this. I wanted more specific things for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But James, and you said you deleted. Okay, hold on. Wait, Colton sent a chat in.
Hold the phone.
This is probably good. Good. I'm going to read this, James.
Yeah.
Colton in chat says, I really beg to differ that it wasn't their fault, but the damn publishers made them do it. Also, I think that was great for the time they had. Would you rather them wait another month to give you every single thing possible in knowledge, or would you rather hear this now and also get more information? As the days come and the end of the day, it will be fixed and people will be able to play it. And let's face it, the game is so good that a New Game Plus is super enticing. This is one of the first games ever where I would genuinely play a New Game Plus and honestly think the only good things can come forward, and this is only good things will come forward from this. Colton, here's the part I'm going to push back on from this. I think it's very much the public opinion definitely would blame it on this board of directors, right? That's the narrative from anybody who's enjoying the game. Is like, oh, it's the board of directors' fault that the game's out early. Well, from this apology, this guy is not only one of the co-founders of CD Projekt RED, he's also on that board of directors, and he still chose to ship it, and it's his game. You know what I mean? It still doesn't make sense to me at all. I think it was bad. It was a bad move. I would have been fine if they delayed it another year. I am glad they said something, but I wish that they said something else than what they did.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the boards and the board of directors and the stockholders and all these people are going to be blamed. But I also think I get that, but at the end of the day, they choose whether or not they're gonna listen to these board of directors.
Sure. Right.
And I get it that it's not that simple.
Right. Luigi says it's the biggest failure in modern gaming in chat.
I mean, I think it is the biggest failure in modern gaming.
It's a little catastrophic for sure.
Because not only does it say something about, it says something about so many different facets. It says something about the gaming community, who also pushed CD Projekt RED to release the game earlier. Mm-hmm. It says something about gaming marketing. It says something about
honesty and integrity. Integrity.
Absolutely, honesty and integrity.
Yep.
For them knowing that the game didn't run on these last gen consoles. I mean,
oh my god, that's another thing. James, they tried to apologize for only sending review copies to PC and then not sending to console later. And his explanation in the video is like, oh, well, console version was getting better every single day, so we pushed it as much as we could to finally send those review codes to console players. It's like, please, bro, please, you delayed this all year and you didn't have it on time. I don't know, man. But then again,
Colin says,
go for it.
No, finish your thought.
Well, all I was gonna say is like, I know this is it's bad. It's just bad all the way around. I still enjoy the game. I'm still enjoying the game. I can't wait for this game to be great.
Like we said, that doesn't take away from the game being great or that people shouldn't enjoy it, right?
Yeah,
if you enjoy Cyberpunk, enjoy it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, James.
But that also, just because people are enjoying it, that isn't an excuse for shitty leadership.
Yeah, exactly.
Colin, just to read your last thought, it says, yeah, I can agree with that. I'm super upset that they kept delaying the game and it
me too.
Yet still came, sorry, the chat keeps moving. It still came out of this like
this.
Like this. That's when it's like they had no excuses now, but also from this point, only good things will come. And if they ever release a game again like this, like it just can't happen.
It won't happen. There's no developer in their right mind that would pull this again. You know what I mean? They're gonna make sure. The repercussions for this was insane.
They have to.
This is like when we were talking about Outlanders last week.
Outriders.
Free beta where you can try it on any console for 4 hours to make like a good chunk of the game, and your progress carries over. They know what they're doing. They absolutely know what they're doing. It's crazy. Colton, yeah, we read your chats because you brought up good points. You were advocating for basically what we were saying, but opposite.
Cheesy brings up the people who couldn't even get it.
People that can't get it. Well, they can't get it now because they don't want to play it on PS4.
Oh, right. They can't get it now because it's not on the digital marketplace.
It's still not on the PlayStation Marketplace. It's been weeks, like 5 weeks.
And you can still get it in brick and mortar stores or order it from Amazon. So it's not a huge restriction.
Sure. Guys, we've been going for a while and we got a couple more news stories, so we got to move on. We definitely have to move on. If you want to hear more about Cyberpunk, we do have like 3 episodes. So, you guys, next up, Mass Effect Legendary Edition reportedly out in March. This is a rumor, so keep in mind, take everything with a grain of salt. Mass Effect Legendary Edition, the remaster collection of the original BioWare RPG trilogy, releases on March 12th, 2021, according by a report from Eurogamer, right? The release date leak comes courtesy of Singapore retailer Shoptree and Indonesia company Shoptree and Indonesia company GS Shop, both of which have posted the March 12th date, which was spotted by Twitter user IdleSloth. Eurogamer states that their sources believe this date to be accurate. Electronic Arts has yet to confirm any official release date for Mass Effect Legendary Edition. The collection will include all single-player base content and DLC from the first 3 games with forward compatibility and targeted enhancements on Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. It will also include all promo weapons, armor packs, and all package that's remastered and optimized for 4K Ultra HD, along with improved frame rates. This is a note that Mass Effect Legendary Edition is now up for pre-order, only at physical copies at like Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart, but there's no release date listed. It has that placeholder date that says December 31st, 2021, but that's always the placeholder date, December 21st.
I don't know how I feel about opening up pre-orders for a game that doesn't have release dates up yet.
Yeah, I'm not about it. I'm not about it.
I'm just not about pre-orders in general.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Absolutely not.
I mean, I've done it a lot of times, but I think I've been burned by it.
I haven't.
I've been burned by it a lot of times as well. Cough Cyberpunk, cough Anthem, cough
No Man's Sky, baby.
No Man's Sky. which is now a great game.
Which is now great. But
I don't really
not at launch.
I don't really have any other things to talk about for the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
I don't either, Vin. You're talking about playing this though.
Talking about, oh, I can't wait to play the Mass Effect. I've never played them before ever. So this is awesome. I'm super stoked.
It's a great game. I'll probably play it too.
Yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. I still know I have probably like another 30 hours I'm going to put into Cyberpunk before I put it down. I'm probably only like halfway done with where I want to be. Mm-hmm. Then Ghost of Tsushima. By the time I'm done with that, Mass Effect will be rolling around. I'll be sliding in and out of adventures. God, life's good, dude. Life's good.
We playing Destiny again because their transmog system's finally going to be out.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah,
it's time. It's time.
Oh, yeah.
Jump back into Destiny 2. James, can I do this next one too? I'm kind of excited.
I was going to tell you to do the next one.
Okay. All right, here we go. PlayStation CEO calls Uncharted movie, Last of Us HBO series, just the beginning. Okay, this comes from comicbook.com. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just breathed something in weird. As a part of Sony's larger participation in CES 2021, Sony Interactive Entertainment president and CEO Jim Ryan made an appearance in a video largely about the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation brand in general. In it, Ryan called the upcoming Uncharted movie starring Tom Holland and the Last of Us HBO series from Craig Mazin just the beginning, indicating that there should be plenty more on the horizon, given that Sony was set at the end of the year to be making over 10 movies and shows based on the PlayStation IPs. Ryan's words seem to align directly with that vision. Here's his quote. "We are also really thrilled to bring some of the best PlayStation IPs to a new media like film and television," Ryan said during his brief CES 2021 video. "You'll see this year in the upcoming Tom Holland filmed Uncharted, based on our iconic adventure games. The Last of Us, a gritty emotional journey, will be coming to HBO. This is just the beginning of the expansion of our storytelling into new media and even wider audiences. Sony is a creative entertainment company, and entertainment has never been more important." Yeah. That's a lot.
I have a question, Vin.
Yes.
When these IPs come to life on the silver screen,
yes,
does that mean that they're going to be covered here on Checkpoint or on our movie podcast?
A little bit of both. I would say this is definitely a little bit more in the movie section for sure. But it does have to do with games, so I don't know. But
we'll cross that bridge when we get
there. Big problem here is the Uncharted movie that I don't think is going to be very good. Still very optimistic about the Last of Us TV show because it's co-written by Neil Druckmann and the guy who wrote Chernobyl. If you haven't seen Chernobyl, go watch it. It's incredible.
I need to go watch that.
It's like 8 episodes of the best writing in a show ever. So like, wow. I would say it's close to the best writing in any show I've ever watched. Like everything about it. I don't know. Best writing in a show? It's really good. You got to watch it.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, we'll see.
That's good enough for me.
We'll see. Thank you, Cheesy. He says it's underrated. God bless him. God bless him.
Anything else?
No, there's nothing else to say about it besides there's more PlayStation movies and TV shows coming. I am scared of that. And that's all I have to say.
Sony Exclusive Returnal's combat highlighted in a new blog post and trailer. Finn, I don't know about you, but I was so confused about what Returnal is.
Did you watch the gameplay trailer?
I did watch the gameplay trailer. Yeah. That was my reaction as well. A good old shoulder shrug.
Yeah.
It looks. I'll talk. I'll read the article first.
Yeah.
Starting off, quote. "It combines our trademark explosive arcade action, responsive controls, and bullet hell gameplay, and this time it's all presented in third person. There'll be fast and frantic game combat and intense gunplay, and also some rich exploration and traversal as you explore the procedurally generated environments of Atropos. We've created Returnal to be a challenging and rewarding experience with enough variety and depth to keep you always coming back for one more go." This is a roguelite.
What?
It's a roguelite.
No, wait, what do you mean? Why?
This game is a roguelite. I'll keep going. It's all about procedurally generated environments. I don't keep going. It says,
wait, how do you know that?
Because it has, you'll know by the time I'm done reading this.
Okay.
Particular emphasis on the weapons of the protagonists throughout this article. The protagonist's name of which is Celine. And so these weapons that she has brought, made, and found are all of what she can use. So there's some that she brought with her to Atropos, some that she finds there, some that she makes on Atropos. All of which are quote unquote augmented as you play, with the example of like the one they use is a living spitmaw blaster that starts as a shotgun, but it's susceptible to upgrades and weapon traits to allow for things like exploding shotgun shells or generating acid pools upon impact.
Sounds
Each
like
weapon
Control
also has an alt fire mode randomly assigned to it from their quote diverse pool, ranging from the electrical impulses of the shock stream to the tentacles of the tendril pod and everything in between, end quote. So basically what that means is you have one weapon, and then you can, so there's 10 weapons, and then these weapons have different traits, and that you can upgrade, and each weapon trait has 3 levels of upgrades. And I think you can apply multiple traits to one weapon.
Okay.
And then there's 10 alt firing modes across all of the weapons.
Got it.
So I guess every weapon has an alt fire mode.
But this game has some sort of story, right? And you think it's a roguelite because of the procedural generated stuff? Or you think it doesn't really have a story?
Hold on.
Okay.
Celine can only hold one weapon at a time.
Sure.
And each death resets the time loop where most items and abilities will be lost from the previous cycle. A variety of items picked up on each run, like smart bombs, health items, and strategic artifacts that give Celine some unique advantages under certain conditions. And there's also a concept of like parasites, and this is like a unique loot item that give both positive and negative effects. So it's like it will cause you to use more ammo maybe, but you'll do more damage.
Right.
And then there's some that are like, oh, well, this is like a negative parasite, but if you get more parasites, it'll benefit.
Bonus.
You'll get bonus.
Yeah. That was cool. She got one on her arm at one point, and then she was like, I don't know what it's doing. It's not hurting me, but it's letting me do this. And then it showed like everything she shot had this like sticky effect to it or something like that. I don't know. It was cool. But James, the more you explain this game, the less I'm excited for it. And I was already not very excited for it.
It looks like a bigger budget Risk of Rain 2.
And also, I still haven't played Risk of Rain 2. I hear it's super fun.
Incredible. It's really good.
Okay. Dang.
But
well,
I hope there's a story behind it, but it doesn't seem like there is one. Maybe it's one of those, sometimes roguelike games are really good at environmental storytelling, where there's like Dead Cells is incredible at that. Like there's things in the world that you can find that you can, but that's not really Housemarque's thing.
I don't even know what other stuff they've made.
They did Resogun. They did Nex Machina.
Oh, that's so weird for me. Resogun, and then they're making this?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a lot of these like shoot 'em up games.
Okay. Huh.
So this is kind of a first in terms of these big budget.
Is this going to launch at $70?
Yes.
Okay. I guess. I don't know. This is going to be a great one to get on PlayStation Plus in 2 years. It's going to be awesome on PlayStation Plus in 2 years. Yeah. Yeah. Amen. I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about Returnal? I think the vibe is cool from all the cinematics, like the first person cinematics that they have in the game are sick. But then right when it gets into that third person combat, I'm totally checked out.
Yep. I thought it was going to be a hardcore third or first person like action,
like
survival
Doomy
horror.
A little Doomy.
Probably like a slow Doomy.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Wild.
Maybe if it was $40, it'd be more enticing for me.
Still at $40, it's still too much for me. Then again, haven't seen a lot of it yet. I feel like I've only seen trailers. I don't really have much else to say about it.
Fair enough.
All right.
Want to read about the Fallen Order next gen update, or should I?
I can read about it unless you want to.
Go for it.
Okay. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order gets its next gen update. Here's a list of features we got. This comes from EA.com. These are like the high level summary of features. We have improved frame rate, on Series X, Series S, and PlayStation 5. Improved dynamic resolution ranges and higher resolution experience on Series X and PlayStation 5, and improved post-processing resolution for both for the Series X and the PS5, but not the Series S. The Series S did not have the ability to do that. Then we have a couple console-specific upgrades. The Series S has a frame rate that's been increased to 60 frames per second, previously up from 45 frames per second. Xbox Series X performance mode, frame rate's up to 60, and it plays anywhere from 1080 to 1440 dynamic resolution. So honestly, a little disappointing. That's a little disappointing to me that it's not set at, you can't even set it to 1440. No. Xbox Series X on normal mode, non-performance mode, you can play that in 4K for post-processing, but it has a dynamic resolution range of 1512p to 2160p. So that's not even 4K. It's 4K textures, but the actual resolution can drop up to down to 1512. So,
which is interesting. I'm curious to see how that will look in practice.
Yeah, I have no idea. And the PlayStation 5, unfortunately, the frame rate has only been increased to 60, it's been increased to 60, and the post-processing is only at 1440. It's not even in 4K. And the dynamic resolution has been disabled, and the game renders at 1200p. That's like just above 1080. It's not even 1440.
Yeah.
That's really disappointing.
Or half 4K. Yeah.
So you do get it in 60 frames per second, though, which is really good for that game because the 30 frames per second and the motion blur in that game kind of sucked on the PS4. Actually, really sucked.
I didn't notice the motion blur being bad.
I felt like that one, like that game, The Last of Us 2, and there was one other that stick out to me on the PS4 that have the motion blur kind of kills it with the frame rate to me. Yeah. All right, it's time for the best part of the show.
RFS, baby, the stories without a story.
Stories without a story. James, start us off number 1.
67% of all games sold in 2020 were digital.
Were you expecting that number to be higher or lower? For digital sales. I think that's about on for me. It's about right. Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't go much higher. Digital? I wouldn't go more than like 73.
Right. Okay. Hogwarts Legacy delayed until 2022. I did not write this as a big story because there wasn't much else to say about it besides it got delayed. It was supposed to come out this year, so I'm sorry.
It's a shoulder shrug from me.
Okay. I think they're learning. I think this was a direct... I feel like every delay now in my head is a direct nod at Cyberpunk saying, we're doing the right thing. Nod.
Yeah.
That's it.
Saying, look at them.
Look at
those guys.
Look at me go. Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. Pragmata delayed to 2023, if you remember that. That's the weird space game that Sony showed at their games premiere.
That's the Sigourney Weaver one.
No, that's Returnal.
I know. They're all the Sigourney Weaver one.
Pragmata was the one where he ended up on the moon at the end.
Got it. Oh yeah. That did actually look kind of cool.
The one where it started in New York.
Yep.
There's like the satellite thing.
Ghostwire Tokyo and Stray coming October this year. Those are both PlayStation exclusives. Stray's the one where you're a cat, and Ghostwire Tokyo is that cool first-person one that looks kind of weird but kind of cool. Yeah.
Project Athia or Athia. Don't know.
I think it's Athia. I think you nailed it.
Athia.
Yeah.
Coming January 2022.
What is? Oh, Project Athia is the
really pretty one, like one of the first ones that they showed.
Okay.
It was like a woman going around interacting with a bunch of like beasts and things in a very gorgeous world. Never
forget, Kena Bridge of Spirits is coming soon. Okay. Absolutely can't wait. Scott Pilgrim re-release-ish thing came out today. And I texted James about that this morning. I said it's co-op and I really want to play it. I was watching some streams of it this morning. Looks like tons of fun beat 'em up game. Pretty much.
New trailer drop for Mario's 35th anniversary with Super Mario 3D World Switch port.
Yep.
That includes a new game mode, Bowser's Fury. It also includes co-op with 4 players, a photo mode, and faster movement for Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. Bowser's Fury is like a 1 or 2 stage sort of game mode where you are trying to kill Bowser, who's fucking mad.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
And you have to find all these sprites to power up a bell and basically go Super Saiyan and get super huge to kill Bowser, who is in fact fucking mad.
Cool. Epic. Sounds absolutely epic.
It's like a kaiju battle at the end. That's pretty cool.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And guys, that does it for episode 47.
That's it, baby.
Episode 47. Thank you guys for rocking with us and hanging out. If you're listening on audio platforms, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, audio platforms.
It's pretty awesome. If you're listening on Twitch today live with us, thank you. And if you're listening on YouTube sometime in the future, thank you.
Thank you, YouTube watchers, listeners.
Yes. You all are amazing. We will see you back here this weekend. Well, not me and James. You'll see Ryder and Luigi this weekend with our brand new movie podcast premiering right here on the Twitch channel and live on YouTube the next day. We'll get some more info there. If you want to keep up to date with us, you can join our Discord and our Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Hang out with us. Yeah, y'all are incredible. Thank you so much. Episode 47. James, any final words?
Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend.
If you're here on Twitch, we'll see you in a couple minutes for the post show. Epic. Thanks, guys. Peace out.